if we will survive, we will do this, of course.
So that's just a segment from the documentary Frontline, Front Men, about this band who is, well, they were singing music, now they're fighting. And we saw Taras Topalya there, the lead singer. We can join him live now. Taras, you're joining us from Kyiv. You're just taking a moment away from the fighting now to speak to us. It's really difficult to put into words the experience that you're having. You were on the stage, now you're on the front line. How do you balance the two in your mind? I know you spoke about the difficulties and your sadness. We've just got a slight problem with Taras's line. As you can understand, we're joining him live from Kyiv, where he will be going back to the front line to fight. But as we know, he is the front man of this band, Antytila. He's been talking about how he had to swap the stage for the front line to fight, to defend his country. And he spoke about, just in real terms, about how the smell of blood he finds just absolutely horrible. Let's try and speak to Taras again. Taras, just your just initial thoughts about having to fight.
Hello, everybody. Do you hear me?
We hear you perfectly now. Thank you.
Yeah, we try to go through this with smiles because, you know, we understand and we believe that we know that we are defending our country. We're defending the independence of our country, and it's no matter who we was before the war started. And of course it's hard to compare like the music time to create something and the war time. And what helps me to go through this and not to fall, it's understanding that my team, the Antytila band, are helping to survive, helping to save the lives. And what we are doing, we helping injured, wounded soldiers to survive. And because it's somebody's fathers, somebody's sons, somebody's grandfathers. And yes, of course, it's psychologically hard, it's physically hard, but we must to do this. We must to do this.
Taras, you're somebody's husband. We heard your wife, Olena, there talking about how she's just really scared about what will happen to you. Again, I just wonder, you talk about, you go into this, you go in, you try and smile because you know you're helping people, but it's just so difficult to think that one day you're singing on a stage, you're performing, and the next day you're turned into a soldier.
Yeah, but believe me, it was very hard to understand and to this come inside us, that in every moment you can die. This is the most hard thing to understand and to take it inside. The understanding that every second you can die. And if you start to understand this, if you start to live in this, your psychologically changes and your life changes, because every moment you tries to do much more, because every moment your life can stop. So this is much more harder, was for me and for Antytila, like to believe in this, that it can happen. This is not like from movie, word from movie. This is a movie, the series that you are inside this, and it's happening around you. And shellings hurts, and shellings kills people, and also can kill you. So this was much more harder.
Listen, it's life and death, right? It's life and death, what you're describing here. And yet, you are writing music with Ed Sheeran. You're supporting the UK city of Birmingham, one of those cities that has applied to host the Eurovision Song Contest after the Ukrainian band Kolicha Orchestra won. It is really hard for us to understand how you balance that kind of. One moment you're writing music with Ed Sheeran, and the next moment you're on the front line. It's really difficult for us to understand that.
It's absolutely. I don't know how to say right. It's like you just like up and down. The world changed and makes so intensive everything. And of course, we adapted to this. So now I'm standing in my home, in my library, and speaking with you because our battalion is on recovery. But in a few days, we can be also again on the front line, in the trenches. So it changes so fast because it's war. And I want to say that I hope that someday, if Antytila will survive and will still alive, we will come to Great Britain, to United Kingdom, and play our music in Birmingham. And yes, of course, we support Birmingham, and we want Birmingham to Eurovision came to the Birmingham, of course.
It's just incredible to hear you just speak so matter-of-factly about the fact that, yes, one day you'll come to Birmingham to perform, and in a few days you're going to the front line. Stay safe. Taras, to you and the rest of the band members from Antytila, thank you very much for speaking to us. We wish you the best. Taras Topolia, the lead singer of Antytila, Frontline, Frontmen, is the documentary on the BBC iPlayer that you can watch in the UK.